For as long as I can remember, the sense of home was always fluid in my childhood. My father had a transferable job, so we moved cities every 2 or 3 years. And with it, our concrete home changed as well. Now, amidst those ever changing setups, if there was something that continued to nurture the essence of home within me, it was always my mother's food. The scent of talcum in her freshly starched saris, and my father's banter, and many other, such warm, fleeting moments. When I first moved away from my parents' home to Bombay, it felt a bit different than the times when we had moved cities earlier. This time I was alone and far from my family, and I didn't know how to cook. I missed homemade food a lot. I was looking for a place to stay when I came across an advertisement for a paying guest in an elderly couple's house. And I remember that day very clearly when I had seen Aruna auntie for the first time. While we discussed my move to her house, auntie asked me if I would like to share meals with her. Even if I was quite tempted with the offer, I was very shy to agree with an arrangement where auntie, who was so old, would have to cook for me every day. She was insistent though that there has to be a plan. I could not always eat from outside. I was really amazed that what could be more home like than be thought of in this manner? Like, who actually thinks about a tenant so much? She persuaded me to eat the breakfast she made, and I would eat lunch at the college canteen and bring a takeout home for dinner. So, after a few days, Auntie peeped into my room before calling it a night, and she witnessed me struggling to finish a very red, greasy, quite unhealthy tawa pulao that I had bought from outside. It was apparent on my face that the food wasn't good at all, and that I was crying a little bit. So auntie asked me if she could start teaching me to cook. I couldn't have said no to that. If it wasn't for her, life in Bombay would have been very different. I would have learned to cook eventually, like a lot of people do, but it wouldn't have been the same as it was with her alongside me in the kitchen. And many of my favorite memories of home in Bombay are just about me sitting on the kitchen counter and talking to her endlessly about anything: food, history, cinema, music, recipes, crushes, anything. Even today, after 4 years of marriage, over a year of motherhood, in my 30s, the sense of home is still fluid. I have moved countries now, and what continues to foster that sense of home is the food I cook. No matter which part of the world we are in, if I can manage to prepare a meal for my family and loved ones, and we can all sit together and eat, that's home. That is what is home. And I owe this to Aruna auntie. When Nivaala announced submissions, called out for submissions, it seemed like the perfect platform to share this with the rest of the world, this joy of finding a sense of home in a new city while learning the ropes of home cooking and forging a bond of eternal love.